Welcome, Saturday Setup viewers. Here's a guitar that just came in, and it's a almost brand new. I would say it's very, very close to being a brand new Ibanez. And they're not putting Geo on their guitars anymore. So I think this is probably that same factory that makes all the Ibanez Geo guitars. And this is one of their new ones. And now this guitar doesn't need strings on it. This guitar needs the fret ends worked on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen both of the E strings just to get those things out of the way. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of my painter's tape. We're going to put some painter's tape along here. And I'm going to put some painter's tape along here. Okay, and then I'm going to, let's do something like this. There we go. Just do something like that. Okay, so that got the strings out of the way. Okay. Now with my StewMac fret file, we're just going to go and we're going to round off all these corners. Yeah, this needs done because a brand new guitar like this should not have fret ends poking through. Fret sprout is what a lot of guys call it. A little harder to get up in here and get them. Much better. All right, but I do have some of these microfiber pads, and so I'm just going to go along here and hit these. Okay, really nice. Let me go and flip the guitar this direction so I can do the top side here. Yeah, the tape is to just try to protect the body. Okay. Okay, so there's that. And they feel really good right now. Here's what I can do. Let me grab my camera. Okay, here's my fret ends after I finished. And you might see little imperfections in there. Or you might be able to see that they turned out really nicely. You might see little scratches that I put in the binding, or maybe not. Okay, so let's go ahead and tune it back to pitch. Ah! The string broke. You know, that's happens all the time. High E strings. But it's a 9. But that's one reason that I string up a lot of guitars with the SIT strings. Because SIT gives you extra high E strings. And so I have one right here. So let's put a high E string on here from SIT. The extras they give you when you buy a 1 pack of SIT strings, there's an extra high E string and an extra B string. So the strings that are currently on this guitar, these are what came factory from Ibanez. Alright, so the fret ends feel nice now. Feels like a quality guitar, so this one is going out onto the showroom floor. And we'll move on to the next guitar. This video is brought to you by Swiss Picks. It's not just a pick, it's a science. Available at ZIMM'S Guitars or at www.swisspicks.com. Alright, so next up, we've got an Epiphone Les Paul Standard Special model. So nothing fancy about this guitar, but it's a great beginner's guitar. And I get these in all the time. And again, they make great beginner guitars. Got the wraparound tailpiece right here. I kind of think, honestly, though, the truss rod cover on this one probably doesn't belong there. So it's got a different truss rod cover on. Les Paul Standard. Yeah, I don't think that was, I don't think that's factory. We can say that. Let's go ahead and get these strings off of here. So the dual humbuckers, wraparound tailpiece. The strings are really disgusting on this guitar. But we can change these strings out and make this a really nice plain guitar. Epiphone has sold a lot of these things. And a lot of guys like this look better than a Strat style. S-style guitar. Okay, so to make a nice plain guitar for somebody that comes in here, I like this part of the fingerboard right here. Has a nice kind of cool figuring to it right in there. Something a little different. But to make this a really nice plain guitar, we have to hit these fret ends. So I've got my StewMac fret file. Do this on almost every guitar that comes in. Trying to get them ready for customers. One swipe with this file, then you go back here and do it right-handed. I mean left-handed, duh. Someday I'll learn my left from my right. So we do this. And without bindings and all that on here, you don't need to really worry too much. You're not going to hurt the guitar. All you're going to do is make these fret ends feel nice and playable. Okay, I'm going to flip it around this way. Oh, I should have took that bridge off there. I'm going to flip it around this way and do the same thing on this side. There we go. Okay. Then I've got some of my StewMac, what do you call these things? These are micro mesh pads. Just try to hit the ends, the fret ends with this stuff. Alright, so that little piece of work that I did came off feeling really good. Fret ends feel great on there now. So what's next? Well, I guess we could put a little bit of this Music Nomad F1 oil. You guys know my routine. This stuff goes on almost every guitar. Okay, yeah, it cleans it, hydrates it, makes it look nice and new. Gives me a good shot at selling this guitar. I'm telling you, a lot of people come into my store and they're newbies and they walk in and I tell them that all the guitars are used guitars. And they can't believe it because I try to keep all my inventory clean, shined up, looking as good as possible. And it surprises some people when they see how nice everything looks. This has that satin finish on it, so there's not much you need to do, and it's clean, so there's not much we need to do there on this one. Let's take a look at this, and it says 1703 Epiphone factory somewhere in China. So, somewhere in China, you know, I think, you know, that Chinese balloon that flew over last week? I think they were just honestly trying to scout out some American guitar manufacturers and get some clues on how to build good guitars, right? Okay. That probably is not it. Let's just clean these frets off a little bit one more time. And I always take 1000 grit sandpaper. And this does a great job of shining the frets without spending any money, which is the key. Got a phone call yesterday from a guy, and he's got a 1968 SG, and I'm kind of waiting for him to come in today. That would be fun. And then I got a lead on bunch of carving guitars. I talked to a guy and he actually has a storage locker with like 30 carving guitars. And I don't have enough money to buy all of them. But I might be able to get a couple. So keep your fingers crossed. I might be able to get my hands on some carving guitars. Okay. Ready for strings. Let's grab a pack. Today's string choice. SIT strings. Stay in tune. 10 through 46. It makes sense to me to use these things because of the cost. They are great strings and at a very reasonable price. Saw these guys out at the NAMM show last year and talked to them for a few minutes, and they're really nice guys and they give me good deals on these SIT strings. Alright, so the wraparound bridge, you put the string in the front side here, because again it wraps around this way. Alright, so there's my low E string, and this is the G string, so this is the third one. Okay. This pack contains 3 strings. It's got the A string and it's got 2 B strings in here because they give you extra strings. Which I love the idea of that. Love getting free stuff. And speaking of that, I do have a link in the description below of this video to take you to Amazon. So it's an affiliate link. If you guys want to go on Amazon and buy something, blue jeans or dog food or tennis shoes or whatever, hit that link. And it helps the channel. It helps me. And I'd really appreciate that. So there it is, an Amazon link in the description below. Strings are just getting everywhere now. That high E string is jumping out at me. There we go, I got him. Okay, there we go. And then we just lay this back into position. And some of these will click right into position, and some of them, they don't. This is the one that will just fall right out, and you guys saw that earlier. The nut on this guitar looks like she's in good shape, so there's no worries there. Yeah, this is a nice example of a very cheap Epiphone special. And I believe this is a satin wine red color. Or cherry red? Yeah, cherry red.
Hey, Dan.
Yo!
I'll catch you later, man. Brendan's done working on my Les Paul.
Oh, whoa. What'd you do?
I had one of the inlays was popping up, so he's gonna he fixed that for me.
Wow. Yeah, so you just heard that was Neil, and I got a lot of friends that come in and they hang out and they drop in just to chat and just to see how things are going. And Neil is one of those good friends I have that comes in and hangs out at the store. And it's kind of a cool thing. I mean, since I've opened my guitar shop, my friends, there've been some different types of guys are suddenly my friends now. I've got guys that are doctors and lawyers, and there's politicians. I've got all kinds of new strange friends that I didn't have before I had a guitar shop. And sometimes it's like, man, this is weird. I'm starting to know other YouTubers and stuff. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. And I know most of you guys don't care, but it's been a lot of fun having this guitar shop. And I recommend it for some of you guys once you get to early retirement age, in your 50s or your 60s, and you're looking for something to do. You know, it was easy enough for me to do it, and it's been very successful for me. And I highly recommend it, guys. We need more guitar shops in the world. They're running out. They're few and far between. You know what I'm trying to say? There's not that many of them anymore. And so if any of you guys are interested in something to do when you're getting up there close to retirement age, just open a small used guitar shop, and I think it'll be tons of fun for you. All right, let's tune this one up, and then we'll move on to the next one. Stretch these strings out a little bit just by tugging on them. Let's see how she tunes up.